Hello, this is Diana Jarvis from the Young Reporter Scheme, and today I'm speaking with Elizabeth Oliver, who did the scheme with us in 2011. Welcome, Elizabeth, and thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. You won the Quirky Article Award, which was the first time we ever ran that award, and it was the only time we actually ran it. But you did that with your Great Pumpkin Robbery, which was a really excellent article. So just give me some sort of background on that.
Of course. So I took part in the scheme when I was in year 11. So I took part between the years 2010 to 2011. And the piece that won the Quirkiest Article Award was called The Great Pumpkin Robbery. And it focuses on the theft of pumpkins from the local allotment in Chislehurst. And there've been quite a few thefts of various, I think it's squashes, pumpkins at the time. And it happened around the time of Halloween, so I thought we could make a great topical story, and then expand into the rising demand for allotments within the UK. So I interviewed the secretary of the to talk about the issue and to hear about how it's impacted the producers, and brought the piece together and really enjoyed doing it. It was so much fun.
No, it was a really good article, and it sort of, gave a lot of insight into sort of vandalism on allotments. So, it was really, really good. But how did you find the scheme overall?
I thoroughly enjoyed taking part in the scheme. I think it gave me such an invaluable insight into the world of journalism and what's involved. I mean, I'm someone that loves coming up with ideas for stories. So just being able to uncover the stories that were taking place within your local community and seeing if there were any different or unusual angles that you could take that can make a good story, I found really interesting. And it was really just to write articles on a variety of topics, from pumpkin robberies to music festivals. And I think in a way it really felt more connected to the community, learn about the diversity and variety of initiatives that are taking place.
Yes, and I think that students who get involved in the local community, it gives them such an insight into what's happening around them, which, students don't necessarily notice. But I mean, you did really well with the scheme, and then you left school and went on to university. And what did you study when you were at uni?
I did. So I did English literature at the University of Exeter between 2013 to 2016 and really enjoyed it. Again, another opportunity to learn your research skills, writing skills, which are important when you're hoping to pursue a career in journalism. But while I was at university, I actually started up a website called Printed Pearls. It's www.printedpearls.com. And I wanted to create a site that would make literary history a bit more accessible and a bit more fun. And I really wanted to use it as a platform to place my writing and just take my writing in a different direction, really. So I post things on there about Literary London. I've run interviews with the creative editor of Penguin Classics, talking about how they commission new classics, how they diversify the series, and their hopes for the future of the series. So with that, I aim to create a mix of really nice visual pieces, listicles, interview profile pieces, and as a result of that, I was really delighted to reach the final of the UK Blog Awards within the arts and culture category in 2019. And one piece of advice I would say for those who are looking or wish to pursue a career in journalism is to build up a portfolio of pieces, have a website that you can direct people to, because it's proved invaluable for me in helping me secure employment further down the line, and just a showcase of your writing work as well. And I think that's what this Young Reporter scheme did really well too. The fact that after being on the scheme, you've got a portfolio of pieces that you can show to people and build on and develop further.
Yes, and we do encourage that because it is quite
Mm,
important, as you say, to
yeah,
showcase for the future. So does your
yeah.
website still run? Do you still do stuff on that?
Yes, I do update it on a regular basis, mostly listicle content, interviews as well. I'm hoping to do some more interviews. And it's also a really nice way to think of how visuals can help enhance the story, the importance of really nice striking images to draw the reader in and complement and accompany what you're writing as well. So it's a good way to play around with it.
No, it's excellent, really good. I know also that you worked on, I think, publishing. I think you did some editorial work there, and I think you were there for a while. Is that right?
I did. So after I graduated university, I worked as part of the editorial team for a membership publishing agency called Think Publishing. And so what we did was we published various print and digital content on behalf of various clients. So I worked across a number of accounts. I worked on the Zoological Society of London, so that's ZSL London and Whipsnade Zoo's membership magazine called Wild About, and that was so much fun. So the magazine came out 3 times a year to coincide with the school holidays, and I would often interview zookeepers about the latest arrivals to the zoo and how they look after the zebras, how they look after the tigers. I would also interview their scientists about about ZSL's wider research projects. So that could be things like coral bleaching, that could be rewilding, wildlife crime. So that was really interesting. And I also worked on a publication called the Arts Society magazine, which covers all aspects of the arts. It covers visual arts, fine arts, opera, theatre, film. That was I really love working on that. And as a role, I interviewed curators about upcoming exhibitions and particular highlights that readers should look out for. I also interviewed up and coming artists. So that might be young graphic designers who are still at university. And I also interviewed members of the Arts Society. So the Arts Society is an arts education charity with more than 93,000 members worldwide. And I interviewed members of the Arts Society for pieces about how the organisation has made a difference to their lives. And in addition, I also created content for the Art Society's website. So that could be things like the most Instagrammable places to visit this Christmas, the best libraries to visit to tie in nicely with National Libraries Week. And I also helped to build e-newsletters too. So it really gave me a good grounding in a variety of subject areas, from nature, the arts, to the environment, to business and management as well. And I think as a result of that, it's really given me a great insight into adapting your writing style for different platforms and to different clients' editorial house styles as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time there.
Yeah, well, you've certainly done a lot in the editorial field, which is excellent. You also did a spell at Buckingham Palace, I think, and you did some work there for a while, a couple of years running.
I did. So I was a summer visitor services assistant at Buckingham Palace from the summer 2015 and the summer of 2016. And that was really great. Had so much fun showing visitors around the palace and giving them information about the artworks within the Royal Collection, showcasing the highlights within the garden too. So again, that's just building upon your communication skills, meeting people from all over the world and engaging them with the palace's collections and artwork.
So tell me, what are you doing now?
So last month, I started a new job as digital content producer at Royal Museums Greenwich. So that covers the Royal Observatory, the National Maritime Museum, the Queen's House and the Cutty Sark. So it's been really fun so far. And I'm creating digital articles for the website, interviewing Royal Museums Greenwich's astronomers, curators for digital features. I'm also involved in commissioning new content for podcasts and video series. And I'm also helping a lot with the website design and coming up with ideas for creative ways to showcase the content that we're coming up with. And I'm also responsible for helping to create content for the social media channels. And I found that it's really exciting doing all this stuff in the digital space, to think about other forms of storytelling. So it's not just writing an article, it's how can you tell a story through a tweet, how can you tell a story through an Instagram gallery as well. So really challenging me to come up with new ways to tell stories.
You've certainly done a lot since working with me, sort of back in 2011. So what skills do you think you learned from the scheme?
I think what I've learned is what makes a really interesting story, unusual angles that you can take. I also think, again, writing skills really, really important, and how to create a catchy headline and stand first that's going to draw in readers too. It's also the dedication. So when you're doing the scheme, you're balancing it alongside your studies. So it's dedication and discipline, and in skills as well. So the interview that I did for the Great Pumpkin Robbery was the first interview that I ever did. It's all about developing your interview skills, knowing how to create questions that will produce insightful responses from your interviews and encourage them to open up.
Yes, well, it is a commitment, and it's nice to sort of think that you're looking at articles that inspire, because that is the most important thing.
Mm.
But thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate you talking to me this afternoon, and I wish you all the best of luck with your new job. And thank you again.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
This has been Diana Jarvis speaking to Elizabeth Oliver.